Okay, I'm going to begin this lecture by giving you your next assignment. I remember I said at some point during the semester I exhibit at the fair history gallery and then write about it. Well, the exhibit that I want you to attend is coming up. It's already started, in fact, but it'll be at the gallery for the next month, which should give you plenty of time to complete this assignment. The name of the artist exhibiting there is Rose Francis. It may be unfamiliar to you since she's a relatively young artist, but she's got a very unusual style compared to some of the artists we've looked at this term. But anyway, Francis's style is what she herself calls realistic impressionism. So you will probably study both of these movements separately, separate movements, realism and impressionism in some of your history courses. So who can just sum this up? Well, impressionism started in the late 19th century. The basic impressionist style was very different from earlier styles. It didn't depict the scenes or models exactly as they looked. Uh, Impressionist painter tended to paint very thick and in big brushstrokes, so the texture of the canvas was rough. Good. What else? So what were the subjects? There are a lot of impressionist artists painted everyday scenes, like people on the streets and the cafe, a lot of nature scenes, especially landscapes. Good. So when you go to the exhibit, I really want you to take a close look at the certain paintings. It's a farm scene, and you see it right as you to the gallery. The reason I think this painting is so important is that it stresses the impressionist aspect of the Francis style. It's outdoor scene and everyday scene. It's kind of bleak, but you can really see those brush, the brushstrokes, and blurry line. The colors are quite realistic. The sky is kind of, well, in a natural pinkish yellow, and the fence in the foreground is blue, but somehow the overall scene gives an impression of a cold, bleak winter day on the farm. So that's the impressionist side of her work. Oh, and speaking about the farms, that reminds me, one interesting thing I read about Francis is that when they first moved back to Iowa after living abroad, she often visited this place in her town called the Sales Barn. And the Sales Barn, it was basically this place where the farmers brought sold their cattle, their farm animals, and the reason Ransom went there, and she later visit other places like that sold, was to observe people and the way that they moved. She really found that this helped her work, that it gave her understanding of body movements and actions, how human moves and stand still. What the postures were like too. So, what about realism? What are the elements of realism we should be looking for in Franson's work? Real, honest depictions of subject matter, pretty unidealized stuff, and a pretty everyday subject matter too. Good. One is a sound and bad pumpkins. You notice that the woman's face is so realistic looking that it's almost like a photograph. The woman's nose is a little less than perfect, and her hair is kind of messed up. This is realism. For then, the background of the painting, this woman with a pumpkin is wrapped in a blanket of broad, thick brushstrokes, and it's all kind of zigzagging brushstrokes and lines, kind of chaotic almost when you look at it close. And their vibrant color, there are lots of orange with little hints of an electric blue peeking out. I found Franzen to be a very accessible artist. I mean, some artists, to appreciate them, you have to know their life story. But here's a little bit about Rose Fresson life anyway. She attended art school but was told by one of her instructors that she was not good at illustration, that he should go into advertising instead. She took advertising classes and finance classes too. Until she was convinced by the head of an advertising agency said her work was really good, that she could be an artist. But of course, it's not the easier that, so a person had to paint other people's portraits at first like elsewhere. By paint for the more serious artwork, no matter what, she never stopped painting. And now Franson is doing extremely well, and her works is being shown all over the country. So I think most of us would be discouraged if we had to face challenges and difficulties like this. But what's more important is that you keep at it, that you don't give up. That's what is really important to remember.